Hare Krishna. So, I will just start with the bhajan, which glorifies Radha and Krishna and Vrindavan. And then we will discuss a pastime from Srimad Bhagavatam, pastime of Lord Vamanadev. And we will speak something about happiness. So, today we're reading a pastime which is from the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And the chapter is called The Lord Begs Charity from Bali Maharaj. And I'm just going to read out a verse in Sanskrit and then a translation and the purport. And then we will try to speak something about the lessons we can learn from this particular pastime and how this can be relevant for us in our own life. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Yavanto Vishaya Preshtas Trilokyam Chitendriyam Nashaknuvanti Te Save Pratipurayitum Nipa. Translation. The personality of God had said, "O my dear king, even the entirety of whatever there may be within the three worlds to satisfy one's senses cannot satisfy a person whose senses are uncontrolled." Purport. The material world is an illusory energy to deviate the living entities from the path of self-realization. Anyone who is in this material world is extremely anxious to get more and more things for sense gratification. Actually, however, the purpose of life is not sense gratification but self-realization. Therefore, those who are too addicted to sense gratification are advised to practice the mystic yoga system or Ashtanga yoga system consisting of yama, niyama, shana, pranayam, pratyahara and so on. In this way, one can control the senses. The purpose of controlling the senses is to stop one's implication in the cycle of birth and death, as stated by Rishabhadev. When a person considers sense gratification the aim of life, he certainly becomes mad after materialistic living and engages in all kinds of sinful activity. He does not know that due to his past misdeeds, he has already received a body which, although temporary, is the cause of his misery. Actually, the living entity should not have taken on a material body, but he has been awarded a material body for sense gratification. Therefore, I think it not befitting an intelligent man to involve himself again in the activities of sense gratification, by which he perpetually gets material bodies one after another. Thus, according to Rishabhadev, the human beings in this material world are just like madmen engaged in activities which they should not perform, but which they do perform only for sense gratification. Such activities are not good because in this way one creates another body for his next life, as punishment for his nefarious activities. And as soon as he gets another material body, he is put into repeated suffering and material existence. Therefore, the Vedic culture, Brahminical culture, teaches one how to be satisfied with possessing the minimum necessities in life. I just skip a part of the purport and read the end of the purport. The Krishna conscious movement is therefore establishing various farms, especially in America, to show how to be happy and content with minimum necessities of life and to save time for self-realization, which one can very easily achieve by chanting the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So before I start, I will just offer some prayers to my spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, and our lordships Shri Radha Gokulananda. Amakyanti mirandasya gyananjana shalakaya shakshu militam yena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Dinamani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Bacharine Nivichesha Shunyavadi Pashtadya Dishatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shivazadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namni Gaura Tvishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sudidevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarupyascha Kripa Sindhuvyaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, there was a time where in the heavenly kingdom, in the higher planetary systems, the demigods were attacked by Bali Maharaj. And usually the demigods are always winning the battles, or generally they're winning the battles against the demons. But this time, what happened was that Bali Maharaj was especially empowered because he worshipped the Brahmana Prigu. And because he worshipped him, he was empowered to actually gain control over the heavenly kingdom. Because otherwise it's said that no one can actually enter the heavenly kingdom without having been performed pious activities. So Bali Maharaj attacked the heavenly kingdom, and the demigods were overwhelmed, so they didn't know what to do. So they went to their spiritual master and they asked, what shall we do? Brihaspati is their spiritual master. So they asked for guidance. And Brihaspati told them that you cannot do anything because the demons have been worshipping the Brahmanas and they've been following the Shastric injunctions. There's not much you can do for now. You have to flee. You have to escape. So following this advice, all the demigods just left the heavenly planet. And Bali Maharaj took over with the demons and he started to perform Ashwamedha sacrifices, which are the most powerful sacrifices to annihilate sinful activities and to get pious credits and to worship the Supreme Lord. So, at that time, when Bali Maharaj took over the heavenly kingdom, there was still the ashram of Kashyapa Muni and Aditi. Kashyapa Muni and Aditi were progenitors, those who create human beings and all other kinds of living entities we perceive in this universe. So Kashyapa Muni was somewhere meditating in a trance, and he was not affected by all of this because he was the father of both the demons and the demigods. But Aditi, his wife, was very, very disturbed because now all the opulence that they were having, all that enjoyment was gone because the demons had taken over. So when her husband returned, she's asking him, my dear husband, what shall I do? I'm very disturbed. The demons have taken over. My whole life is disturbed. Our opulence is gone. What can I do? And Bali Maharaj, he does something very interesting. He speaks about that actually, first of all, you have to understand that you are more than this body. You are spirit, soul. You are a spiritual being. You are not a material being. That's why whatever is in this world can actually not satisfy you. And I want to tell a story of a friend. I always like to tell a story of a friend I had in Germany. I'm from Germany. So I had a friend there. You know, he was older. He was in his 50s. And he had a good friend in Luxembourg who was very, very rich, extremely rich. His main business was to put £1 million from one bank account to another, and hundreds of millions of euros. So he was extremely rich. And one day he went to my friend and he told him, you know, I have everything. I have all the cars I want. I have a house here in Germany, in Costa Rica, somewhere in the mountains. I have a beautiful partner, I have some children, and I have so much money that even if I would like to spend it, I cannot spend it at all. But I want to tell you a secret because you are my dear friend. Although I have all of this, I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. I'm not satisfied. So that's a crisis which people are facing today. They are trying to pursue happiness with material gain. Because that's what everyone is telling us. That if we become very successful in life, if we get a good job, if we get a nice house and a nice car and a nice family, then we will be satisfied. But when we come to the point where we have the job we wanted, when we have the house we have, and we have the car we always wanted to drive, then we want a bigger house, a different job, another challenge, a different situation. We want change. But why? Because we're still not satisfied. And like that, we are actually trying to hunt an illusion. And everywhere, wherever we watch, us is being told that if you actually strive for material gain, for money, for wealth. That will make you happy. So wherever we go on television, we go on the internet, wherever we go, that is the message we are getting. And one devotee was giving he once a class, and then he was saying how many people nowadays, they upload Facebook pictures. And everyone is smiling on these pictures. But if you observe people, they go to a nice place, they don't look very happy, but then for the photo, they post themselves, they're smiling, and hey, we're having a good time. They're making the picture, they're uploading it, and then everyone is seeing it. Wow, they are so happy. I must go there, I must do the same thing. But actually they're not happy. So everyone is trying to go to that position which actually is not really existing. So what do we really need to become happy? We have to go a little deeper. We have to ask ourselves who we really are and what can actually give us satisfaction. So now we have all come together here in the temple for good reason. So because we obviously know that there's something more to life than just matter. There's something more about life than just pursuing our material goals we're having. So when Kashyapa Muni instructed his wife, he was telling her there's something deeper in life. There's something beyond this material creation. And that fulfillment which you are looking for cannot be satisfied by anyone, but can be satisfied by God. That's why you should worship Him. You should satisfy Him. And if you satisfy God, all your other desires will automatically be fulfilled. So, Kashyapa Muni's wife, being a very chaste, a very wonderful wife, she just followed this advice. And she said, let me worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, let me worship Him, and let me try to fulfill my desires in that way. So she does a particular process which is called Parivrata sacrifice, where you for 12 days, you eat a specific diet which mostly consists of milk, and you sleep on the floor, and you have a particular kind of deity worship, which was very relevant for that age and that time. So she's doing it, which is very, very austere. But in the end of that process, Vishnu appears to her. He appears in his wonderful blackish form in front of her. And she sees him, and tears start flowing from her eyes. She gets into ecstasy. And Vishnu is telling her that I'm so satisfied by how you worship me. I grant you the boon that you will have me as your child. So I will go to this planet where Bali Maharaj is reigning, and I will annihilate the demons, so you can get back your kingdom. So Aditi is so happy. She's in ecstasy. She just has seen her worshipful Lord. And then she's going to her husband, and Vishnu was telling her that if you only worship your husband, then I will appear in your womb. So she's going, she's worshipping her husband, and her husband, Kashyapa Muni, is going into a deep trance, and in that trance, he transmits an energy into her, of which Vishnu was being born. And Vishnu again appears in his forearm form, and then he transforms into a Brahmana trough, a small brahmachari. And he was very, very effulgent, with a golden form. And everyone is worshipping him. Even Lord Brahma comes down. All the demigods, the higher living beings, come down, worship him, offer their prayers. But one lesson which we can actually take now for our life is that why were Aditi's desires fulfilled? Why did the Supreme Lord take birth in her family? Of course, she's not an ordinary human being. That's there on one side. But on the other side, Kashyapa Muni and Aditi representing actually an ideal relationship between a husband and a wife. So if we in our relationship, if we become selfish, self-centered, if we're looking for our own enjoyment, if we're trying to get the most out of each other, we will just become fully frustrated and we will not become happy at all. But when we're trying to put spirituality in the center, when we're trying to put God in the center of our lives and trying to serve Him, trying to serve each other, trying to become selfless, serving in a spirit of humility, then actually we can experience satisfaction. But the problem is no one is teaching us this anymore today. We are being told you should be happy, you should be satisfied, and enjoy your senses. And if that doesn't work out, then move on. Go into a different situation. You have to become happy. You only live once, right? So we have to try the best we can to become happy. Even accepting that. We see in today's world mental depression, mental diseases getting higher and higher. In fact, many people, if you actually ask them, are you truly happy? Are you satisfied? They will say, yes, of course, I'm happy. I don't have any problem. But if you go a little deeper, it's just a mask that most people are wearing. Because underneath, they're still striving for the deeper inner fulfillment. So then, Lord Vamanadev just appeared as this beautiful Brahmana trough. He walks into this sacrificial arena where Bali Maharaj is just about to perform his sacrifices. And he comes in and he's so effulgent. All the demons and the higher living beings asking, who has entered here? Is it the sun god? Is it some exalted personality? And Bali Maharaj directly receives him and he offers him prayers, he worships him, he offers him sweet words and a gift. And Bali Maharaj says, oh my Lord, you must have come here, my dear Brahmana, to ask me for some charity. Otherwise, why have you come here? So ask from me anything you want. I will grant you any desire, whatever you want to have. So then, Lord Vamanadev says, I only want 3 steps of land. Imagine, you're meeting the richest person on this planet who can give you anything. What would you ask for? Would you ask only for 3 steps of land? So Bali Maharaj, of course, he had a plan in his mind. So then, when he tells Bali Maharaj that I only want 3 steps of land, then Bali Maharaj says, my dear Brahmana, I think you are still a small boy. Otherwise, you would ask me for something much higher. I'm the king of the entire universe. I can give you anything, whatever you want. Why do you ask me for 3 steps of land? You can ask me for entire country, for entire planet. I think your intelligence is insufficient. Come on, you must ask me for something great. I want to satisfy you. And then, Lord Vamanadev is speaking this particular verse. He's saying, even if I were not satisfied with three paces of land, then surely I would not be satisfied even with possessing one of the 7 islands consisting of 9 varshas. Even if I possessed one island, I would hope to get others. What he's saying is, it doesn't matter how much I have, I still would not be satisfied if my senses and my mind are uncontrolled. And at the same time, he's worshipping Bali Maharaj. He's saying, you coming from such a glorious family, Hiranyakashipu was born in your family, which is a great demon. Prahlad Maharaj was born in your great dynasty. I'm just a humble brahmana, a brahmachari. I just ask you for 3 steps of land, so please just grant me my desire. And anyway, the aim of life is to satisfy Vishnu. So then, there's a very important lesson we can learn from this. Because actually Bali Maharaj is giving us this important principle of we have to control our senses and mind. Mahatma Gandhi said, the world has enough for everyone's greed, but not enough... say it again. The world has enough for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed. So actually on this planet we find everything we need. Happiness is available, resources are available. But what we're doing is we're fighting each other. And we're just disturbed by our minds. We're always hankering for more. But the satisfaction lies within ourselves. And Mother Teresa, she said, the greatest problem in this world is hunger. But not hunger of the stomach, hunger of the heart. Because that's what we are looking for. We are looking for satisfaction, for fulfillment of our heart. And we're trying to find it in so many ways. But no one is really telling us how to be happy. If money would make us happy, then the most richest people in the world would be the happiest. But they are not. We can regularly see some of them commit suicide. They get involved into drugs and become addicted. And so many stories we hear. So that's why we have to learn how to control our senses. And that's actually part of being a human being. Human life is meant to control our senses, to live a very clean and pure lifestyle. But why is that so? Because then we're getting something much higher, something much greater. See, you cannot give up a product if you don't get a higher product. So sometimes when we come to a temple, when we come to spiritual life, we hear, oh, don't do this, or don't do that. Don't drink, don't smoke, follow this principle, follow that principle, chant this mantra and read these books. And it's like, oh my God, why shall I do all these things? But actually, this has the aim to purify you, to bring you on the stage of goodness, on a human platform, where you actually can perceive that you are more than this body, that you are a spiritual being. And one thing which is always causing us trouble with our senses is lust. Hankering for things we actually don't need. And lust becomes many times manifested in enjoying different things. Enjoying the opposite gender, enjoying to have a new car, whatever. I mean, that's all fine if you do it in the proper way. But then I want to tell you a story which I could never forget till today. Once I was in Spain, and I went into a village in the mountains. And it was a very, very beautiful village. There was forest all around, grapes were growing, fruits were growing. Everything was there, everything was provided. There was a huge waterfall. You could basically just go there, just move in there, sleep under a tree or sleep in a tent, and just be happy, and that's it. It was like some kind of hippie village, to be honest. I was not always a monk. But then I met this person, and he was very welcoming. Oh, nice, you've come all the way from Germany here, have a seat, let's play some guitar together, let's be friends, let's have a good time. You look quite okay, not very disturbed. And I said, wow, you're living such a simple life, and you look really happy and satisfied. Oh yeah, it's wonderful, it's amazing. So then I stayed there for some days. I was wondering, there was really a strange atmosphere in this village, I tell you. It was very scary, actually. So then one day I was walking back to where I was sleeping. I had built myself a small hut. So I was walking to this hut. And on this way I saw some light coming towards me. Like moving in all directions. I was thinking, what's going on now? It was quite late, it was very late. I was thinking, what's that? And then it comes closer and closer and closer, and I was becoming very scared. And then this man is in front of me, looking completely insane, having a torchlight in his hand, in his left hand, and a knife in his other hand. And he said, where is this man? I'm gonna kill this man. Have you seen this man who slept with my wife? I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, okay. Hey, let's have a seat. Let's speak about this. He was completely disturbed. He was completely agitated. His whole mindset was completely disturbed. He was going insane. I was trying to cool him down, speaking to him. But all his dreams, whatever he had in life, was just gone within a moment. Because his wife had a different goal in life than he had. And the next morning you would see him, he had this house, and he was throwing all the things of his wife and himself down the hill, and he was screaming, and he was going mad, basically. Just because that's how life sometimes goes. Because he didn't have anything else. He was taking shelter only in one thing. And when he lost that thing, he lost everything. Because he thought, this is my only life, this is my wife, this is my house, this is my land, I will live here eternally peaceful, and when it was taken away, he couldn't handle it. So when we are living a life, we should know that this is just a short movie in which we are. Probably you remember being young, or those of you a little older, remember being young in your 20s, and now time moves on. It goes all very quickly. But what is the actual aim of life? Because what the Vedic scripture is telling us, that there's a life afterwards, and that there was a life before, and that we should prepare ourselves for our next life. Because in whatever situation we are, whatever we have, it can be taken away at any moment, whatever it is. There's disease, there's death, there's old age. We are not in control of things. We are really not in control. But because we are thinking we are in control, because we are thinking, I have found a wonderful situation in life, let me hold on to this, that's why we are actually suffering. If we would understand only that there's another life, there's a spiritual existence. I'm a spiritual being. I'm not Indian, I'm not American, I'm not German, I'm not a man, I'm not a woman, I'm a soul. If I would understand this one principle, then we could make proper use out of this life. See, many other religions, spiritual path, they will give you some peace, they will give you some 20-minute meditation, so you also get some 20-minute benefit. But what the Vedic scriptures are offering you is a process which can actually transform your entire life, which can transform your entire being. So, and it's something we experience. See, other religions are genuine, but mostly it becomes just a nice, comfortable situation. Oh, if I go once a week to the church, to the temple, offer some prayers and worship, then, I live a pious life, that's good, that's fine. That's wonderful. But there's so much more to gain. This is actually real. When we're speaking about you're the soul, not the body, it's something you can realize, it's something you can experience. If we are saying that if you chant this Hare Krishna mantra, it can be like nectar, it is something you actually can experience. It's a real process, it's a tangible process that has been offered here, which is not some religious, sectarian thing, but an eternal reality. Because that's what every scripture in this world is telling us. That we are the soul, we are not the body, there's one God, we should worship this God, and one of the most effective ways of worshiping Him is by chanting His names. So in this way, Vamanadev convinced Bali Maharaj that I only want 3 steps. Because if I'm not satisfied with 3 steps, if I'm not satisfied with a simple life, if I can't wake up in the morning and just appreciate whatever I have, and I'm grateful for whatever has been given to me, and I understand that I'm not in control, but God is in control, and that I'm just here for a limited time, then I will be satisfied. So Lord Vamanadev was arguing in this way, and then Bali Maharaj said, yes, I agree, I will grant you 3 steps of land. But then Sukracharya, his spiritual master, said, wait! What are you doing? Can't you see? This is Lord Vishnu, this is Vamanadev, he has come to take away everything from you. With his first step, he will take away all the entire planets. And with the second step, he will cover out the space. And the third step, you will not be able to offer him. He's cheating you. Don't give him the 3 steps of land. He will take away everything. So Sukracharya, being a proper demon, was arguing in this way. Sometimes it's said that when you're very, very dear to Lord Krishna, I don't know if you've heard it, He takes away everything from you. But don't worry, He does only so if you're actually able to handle it. So then he was arguing in this way. And this is a very demonic mentality. That someone who's actually trying to get you more far away from God. And to be honest, we're living in a society, we're living in a civilization which is going in a very dark direction, which is very obvious. Where are we going? Where's all this materialism going? Is it going to give any satisfaction? No. But people are encouraging us more and more. And many of them are saying, well, I don't see God. So if there's a God, just show me God. Huh? Show me God, then okay, I accept Him. Then that's fine. And then I will worship Him. But show me God. You show me God, then I will surrender. But first you have to qualify yourself. Actually, what we're saying is not that, well, now in this lifetime you have to worship God, and then after this lifetime maybe you will achieve some heavenly kingdom or you will go to the spiritual world. Now, even in this lifetime, if you're sincere, if you're sincerely chanting the names of God, the entire spiritual world, the entire eternal kingdom of God, everything will be revealed to you in this lifetime. So it's not a question of whether we are believing in God or not. It's a question is, are you ready to take up the process that has been given specifically by the Vedic scriptures? Do you want to take it up? Do you want to try it out? Do you want to go beyond what you're already doing and make spiritual life a reality and experience the joy of spiritual life? It's a joyful process. And if you experience the reciprocation of God, you will be truly satisfied, because that's what we're hankering for. We are hankering for love, for nothing else. And we're looking for it in so many ways. And when we realize that this love has been unlimitedly supplied by God, and He cares for us, and He's there for us, and He reciprocates with us, then we will become truly fulfilled and satisfied. So in this way, Bali Maharaj was arguing that what you're telling is not the truth. Because he is a Brahmana, I promised him 3 steps of land, I must be truthful. And the aim of life, the aim of all the Vedic scriptures is only to satisfy Vishnu. That's the only aim, really. So he agrees, and he grants Vamanadev 3 steps of land. So after this has been done, Lord Vamanadev assumed a huge form. And with his first step, he covered all the planetary systems, as Sukracharya had said. And Bali Maharaj knew that Lord Vamanadev would do that. He knew that God would take away everything from him, but still he was so fixed in his determination, because he knew within his heart that he would get something much greater than this. The second step, Lord Vamanadev covered outer space. And then Bali Maharaj had nothing to offer him. And Lord Vamanadev was asking for the 3rd step, but Bali Maharaj just could not give. So Lord Vamanadev arrested Bali Maharaj. Although he had surrendered everything, he arrested him. Now, this is a transcendental pastime. Vishnu was tricking him a little, a transcendental trick. And then the demons tried to attack Lord Vamanadev, but they were annihilated by the Vishnu Dutas. And Bali Maharaj was arrested, and he's standing there, and he's offering prayers. And he's just saying, "My Lord, I am yours." So what is he offering for the 3rd step? What is he offering? He's offering his head as a sign of surrender. And Lord Vamanadev accepts this. So when we go, and as soon as we are saying, we're making that endeavor to say, "My Lord, I'm yours," so we're endeavoring in that way. We make some endeavor to come closer to God. Then all the arrangements will be made in this life that we can come closer to Him. But what is the best process to worship God? How can we experience God? How can we come closer to Him? How can we make God a reality within our life? How can we go beyond the miseries we are experiencing? How can we go beyond suffering? How can we experience that which we are supposed to experience? It's very, very easy. The Vedic scriptures say, Harinama, Harinama, Harinama eva kevalam kalu nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gati anyata. Simply by chanting the holy names of God, one can achieve perfection. There's no other way. There's no other way, and there's no other way. That's what this verse is saying. So, what has been given to us in this age is so simple. We just have to chant the names of God. Because who are we? What can we do? Are we going to pack our stuff and going to the Himalayas in some mountain cave and move in there and just take some water every 3 weeks and just meditate? Are we going to be able to do that? No, and we don't have to do it. All we have to do is chanting the names of God together, coming to the temple, taking association of devotees, reading transcendental literature. In previous ages, in previous times, so many austerities were needed. So many sacrifices were needed. So many difficult processes of worship. But in this lifetime, we have one great boon. We have one great benediction, which is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda. Because they have given us the highest perfection in life. Even if we are unqualified, even if we don't have any desire to worship God, we can attain all of it just by worshipping them, just by accepting them. There's this very, very famous pastime of Jagai and Madai. I always like to tell the story because it gives so much hope. The Jagai and Madai, they were very, very degraded demons. Very, very fallen. They would murder, they would rape, they would drink, they would intoxicate themselves, and they wouldn't care at all about spiritual life. But still, they attained pure love of God just by the mercy of Lord Nityananda. One day, Lord Nityananda was walking at the bank of the Ganges, and he was seeing these great demons being drunk, doing all kinds of nonsense. It's said they did so many sins that Yamaraj's servants who are supposed to record all these sins, they couldn't keep track anymore because they're committing all kinds of sins. And then Lord Nityananda said, Krishna is your father, Krishna is your mother, just accept Krishna, just chant his holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just chant his holy name, just accept him, and you will attain the highest perfection in life. And Jagai and Madai was saying, who are you? You rascal. You're asking us, great personalities, to chant the names of God? Get out of here, get lost. They were trying to hunt them. So they were running away. And Jagai and Madai were running behind. But Lord Nityananda was very, very fast, very quick. So they could escape. But Lord Nityananda was so merciful. See, God himself appears. Lord Chaitanya is Sri Krishna and Srimati Radharani in one form, and Lord Nityananda is Lord Balaram. They have appeared 500 years ago. They are God himself. They have appeared just to deliver us. And still, although Jagai and Madai were cursing them, were trying to kill them, still they would accept them. Still, the next day, Lord Nityananda would go back. He would go to Jagai and Madai, although they were trying to kill him, and he would ask them, Krishna is your father, Krishna is your mother. Just accept him and chant his holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And Jagai and Madai, they were becoming really agitated. What's happening here? Yesterday we were trying to kill him, and now he's coming back again? Now we must teach him a lesson. So Madai took this wine pot, and he just threw it in the face of Lord Nityananda, who's Lord Balaram, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Lord Nityananda was pleading. Blood was streaming all over his face. And how did Lord Nityananda react? He comes down on this planet just to show us mercy, just to give us the highest happiness, just to give us unlimited love. And someone is trying to kill him. But what is he saying? All I want you to do is to chant the names of God. All I want you to be is I want you to be happy. And when Madai heard this, his heart just melted. He just fell on the floor and he just surrendered. Because he could see Lord Nityananda was a great saint. And as soon as Madai surrendered, Lord Nityananda accepted him. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he heard this. And one thing God doesn't like is if you offend His devotees, if you offend His children. So Lord Chaitanya came in a very, very angry mood, and he came to kill Madai and Jagai because they had dared to offend His most dear Lord Nityananda. But Lord Nityananda said, no, wait. In this incarnation, you have not appeared to kill the demons. When Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago, He was killing the demons. He was annihilating the demons. But Lord Nityananda said, in this age, you have not come here to kill the demons. Because if you kill Jagai and Madai, you have to kill everyone. Because practically everyone in this age is a demon. So, he said, please forgive him. And you see, Madai, he has already surrendered unto him. Actually, he has saved me. And when Lord Chaitanya heard this, he just embraced Madai. And he also later forgave Jagai, although they were such great demons. So this is our hope. This is our chance to actually attain perfection. It's by mercy only, by mercy of God, that we can actually achieve this highest happiness. And if we make one step towards God, He makes 10 steps towards us. And now in this pastime here, Bali Maharaj is there. He has surrendered everything. Even he has offered his own life. And the Lord, what does He give him? He says, I'm so pleased with you. I give you a greater kingdom even than you have now. And I will be always there with you. We will never be separated again. So though Bali Maharaj, in the beginning he lost everything, later he regained a greater kingdom than he ever had before. And he had close association of Lord Vamanadev. So be sure that when we make that step towards God, if we make the one step of surrender, we will gain so much more. We will actually gain true satisfaction. We will actually gain true happiness. So when we come to a temple, it's a wonderful opportunity to take advantage because it's so joyful. All you have to do is you have to chant the names of Krishna. You have to dance. You have to take prasadam. And you have to serve. You're allowed to serve. And simply by doing these things, you can attain all perfection. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Kantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki.